yeah, hi. Is this Jason?
This is Jason.
I wonder how I guessed that one.
How's it going?
Yeah.
So, Barbara Schenker here. What's been going on in the world of music?
I call it one word. Crazy.
Meaning what? How crazy is it?
Basically, very, very simple. About 2 years ago, I started to do the MySpace thing, and I made all these plans to recreate Viva, the band that I started in the 80s, and blah. And all my plans were just, what I say, they were all put upside down, and always had to find the next plan. And that's what I'm actually doing. So very flexible, but I tell you one thing, what is really going well is the creativity which comes from inside, which can't be manipulated. That's there, and that's the most important thing.
And for guitars, you were playing Deans all the time?
Oh, well, yeah, I tell you one thing. I do know all these people who have they're posing their guitars. You're probably one of them. They have about 10. How many do you have?
How many guitars do I have?
Yeah.
Probably 13, 14.
You see? There we go. I fall in love with either one guy or one guitar, and then I stick to it. So I feel comfortable on a guitar. I don't want to change, you know? Can you follow me, or do you find it difficult to understand that?
No, I understand that really well. It's like getting an old guitar that just plays well. You want to keep it.
Exactly. And so first of all, I had the Carvin that I used, and then I got the deal with Dean. I changed the action. I made it comfortable for myself. I nearly destroyed the guitar because I didn't know what I was doing, but then I learned what I do. And then until it played comfortable, then I found the effect that I wanted. And now it's just brilliant. Because to me, it's not actually changing a sound, because people say, oh, well, yeah, my Strat, that sounds like has got this sort of tone. And then another says, oh, yeah, but my Gibson has got this. And you know what important is with me? It's the composition makes the change of a sound, not the guitar, or my playing makes the change of the sound. And that's where my basic is coming from.
When did you start playing guitar in your life?
Oh, very, very, very late, because guitar to me was had nothing to do with me apart from understanding what I like about guitar playing. Like, for example, being in love with the sound of Gary Moore, or the whole package what Ozzy Osbourne. Always the guitarist he chosen. I always liked because they fit with his style of singing and blah. So very, very late, and that was just by coincidence. But once I started, I thought it was very easy to, I suddenly changed.
So having Michael and Rudolf in the house, it didn't encourage you to play guitar more than that?
No, not at all. That didn't mean anything to me, because I started to play keyboards, and what to me that was more the natural discovery of music. Playing guitar was actually a very silly coincidence, because when I moved to England, I still didn't play guitar. My brother gave me a guitar, the Carvin, and said, well, just in case you change your mind. And about 5 years later, I once opened the guitar, and actually my boyfriend then, he was, looking after it basically, and every now and then. And when suddenly I realized, hey, this thing is rusting away. It was literally rusting, and I thought, hang on. And that's how it all started. And I had a brilliant guitar teacher, because he's the guy from Wishbone Ash. Mm-hmm. I had exactly 11 guitar lessons. And Laurie Weisfield from Wishbone Ash, he is actually one of my favorite guitarists of Rudolf Schenker, my brother. So he thought I was in good hands.
I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
Your brothers ever teach you guitar lessons?
When I was very little, he was about, when he was just starting. he tried to teach me the normal rock and roll run.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that, and that was it. And it didn't apply to me because I was a gymnast, so I was on a total different planet until I, dislocated my knee and had to stop, and then the whole thing moved into the music, me playing keyboards. But you know what? Ask me what I think about keyboards now.
What do you think of keyboards now, in the year 2010?
Rubbish.
Why?
Rubbish. I just don't like the position of a keyboard player. It's there with a thing standing slightly on the left-hand side, backwards on stage. And but keyboards is good to be able to play because because I have to do the whole production myself, and that means I'm self-contained, so to speak.
In the 1980s, didn't you win an award on for the keyboards?
Exactly. I mean, just as well as I play guitar as not. I never ever copy. So I always create something what I'm comfortable with. And the same I did with the keyboards then. I just created a sort of a sweet melody sound in heavy rock music. And I think that's what was outstanding, what people liked. And it was actually the case. I was surprised because I wasn't warned. And when I read this in the papers in Metal Hammer, I thought, wow, cool.
Mm-hmm. So you're a totally original artist, just like your brother Michael Schenker. He basically only plays originals also?
Yes, 100%. We never ever talked about it or decided we want to be original. I think it's just something which is deep down. Ask me to try to copy a song. I will take a year to find out a song, not quite. But I'm just what you called. I can't copy. I just can't copy. An original, it just flows out of me, ideas, and that's what I was meant to be for.
Where's the name Schenker Sister come from? That's an original name.
Hey, I like the way you question things. I like it very much because when the bad thing about being original is people. One of my new songs on my album is called "Do I Inspire You," which is a nice way of saying you're fucking stealing all my ideas. And that is the negative side about being original. When people like it, they just start to copy you because they think, wow, that's good. And watching that all the time, things being stolen from you, can be quite frustrating, and then you have to switch it around and say, well, maybe it's a compliment because, well, do I inspire you? And that seems to be the case. Schenker Sister is the same thing. I had to think of something which cannot be stolen. There is no other Schenker Sister.
That is a really good point.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't think there's going to be much people stealing that name. But I do like your idea with the song "Do I Inspire You?" It's a really interesting point of view to look at things, And if the people do take your music, you have to consider, wow, you're doing something good too.
Yeah, absolutely. It took me a while to, once I started to recreate the band Viva. Then I organized all the stuff. I got the band members, and then the singer comes from Switzerland for rehearsal and cannot sing not a song. He could not sing a song because he did not concentrate. Why he came to England from Switzerland is to sing songs, and he didn't know the lyrics. He didn't have them written down, and that happened twice. And I thought, you know what? Once we have a gig and everything is sorted, each of them can just let me down. So, well, I abandoned the idea, and then I thought, okay, Schenker Sister, now concentrate on Schenker Sister. And I did, and I thought, okay. And then suddenly the drummer was taken away from a very close friend of mine. And I thought, did I inspire you here? And then, I got really pissed off. And then I thought, no, and now my latest thing is Schenker Sister. It's a total new concept. And I will not be able to peed on it. Yeah.
Your recordings, where do you record this stuff?
That's one of my secrets, because it is the whole thing. What I'm doing is as genuine as the name Schenker Sister. So once I'm out with my album and I passed the quality test and it's liked, and I got a deal together, I can announce how I did it. But so far it has to be a secret because, well, I cannot inspire too much, and otherwise it's nothing left over for me.
So, what are you going to be doing this summer? Big projects?
Well, yeah. My album is sort of finished. It just needs the latest bits. I finally made my decision what to do with the release stuff, and the first thing comes out is the testing ground for a single.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be nothing else. It's good enough to be thrown out there. It's the rock jingle. And because you're a musician yourself, so you must have made up your mind how to go with it, don't you?
For sure.
Yeah. So how do you go ahead with this?
It's really hard, in this day of age with the internet. It's iTunes, I suppose, would be the best market point, I guess.
Yeah.
Distribution deal, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I made up my mind. I'm basically done, but it needs to be tested in reality. So, but anyway, it's all sort of ready to just be going ahead. Well, what is important actually is you need to have a crowd that like you, and that I've been doing for the last 2 years. And from there, you just have to go on what the record company is doing as well. It's like spreading the good news. It's out.
What's the Scorpions been doing? They're retiring?
Oh, well, yeah. I'm not a Scorpions fan, so I just basically know as much as I probably know less than the hardcore fans. But as far as I heard from my brother, it's not a joke, because I thought at first it was a joke. But, retiring doesn't mean anything to me personally, because a year later you think, well, how boring is that? And then you just say, well, we unite.
Right.
So to me, it's good for the fans. They can say, oh, please don't. And then they all go in the shop to buy the last record, the last T-shirt, the last book, the last this, the last that. And then they get a good taste and say, maybe it wasn't so bad, so we continue. It's funny because only yesterday I was speaking to someone, this very famous German Formula One driver, Michael Schumacher. I think he retired. What a silly name as well, retiring. It sounds like TV, pipe, and house shoe slippers. 2 years ago, he said he retires. And who is doing a race today? Michael Schumacher. So he thought it was boring. So it was finally good talking to you, because I've been knowing you now for a long time. You are everywhere. You're all over the place. Okay, thanks, Jason. And good luck with your stuff.
Hey, thank you very much.